Do you think this concept will change the way that higher education works in that long ago there were books, you wouldn't have to go to college, you could read everything in the library, but still universities are very important and valuable. Do you think as more universities put their content online, that will change things? Almost like in this space, a lot of people maybe don't need to come because they'll be able to watch it somewhere else eventually.
It's a great question. We actually touch on that in the book. A lot of universities are, so MIT has OpenCourseWare, their entire curriculum's online. Harvard, others are putting their lectures online. It really asks the question, what is a university for? Is a university for the curriculum and the lectures, or is the university for something else? And I think what we're realizing is a university is not about the sort of the you sit, we talk sort of thing, but it's rather about the interactive communications. It's the collaborations with your other students. It's the one-on-one collaborations with the professors. It's the contacts you make. It's a little bit of the accreditation, just the fact that you got in the door and got out the door. Says something about you. But the content itself can be opened up to all, and it doesn't seem to hurt the universities. It doesn't seem to diminish the personal contacts. I'll give you one more example. My robotics company. I was looking for my CTO. We're based on an open source hardware platform called Arduino, I went onto the Arduino boards, and I found that there's one guy who was just awesome. His name was Jordi Munoz. And he was clearly the world's expert. He's made a helicopter, an autonomous helicopter with Arduino. Just unbelievable work. So I started talking to him, and he agreed to do a project with me. We started working together, and we eventually set up this company together. And at that point, I sort of said, well, I'd like to know more about you. And so he told me he was a 19-year-old high school student living in Tijuana. He's now 21 years old and lives in LA.
Nobody knows you're a dog on the internet.
But he got himself a Google PhD, right? He had the initiative and the intelligence and the ability right now to give himself a PhD quality education by learning himself, just self-started. Now he's getting a degree because it turns out that some companies like to see college degrees, but he doesn't need it. He doesn't need it. Actually, that's not true. He's actually learning some of the basics, some of the kind of foundational skills that he had not picked up with Google. But the fact that the editor-in-chief of Wired magazine, when he went looking for the best CTO in the world, ended up with a 19-year-old kid in Tijuana is I think, the most inspiring story about what the internet can do that I've experienced.
You hired him?
He's my CTO, yeah, he's my partner.
Just checking.
The first images of the earthquake in Haiti didn't come from television networks or any other traditional media. They were tweeted. The pictures were the first sign in what may be the most significant moment in social media's short history. For the uninitiated, that includes outlets like Facebook and Twitter, as well as text messaging.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars are being mobilized in just 18 hours from social media alone.
American Red Cross officials say they've never seen anything like it, not even during the massive earthquake in China just a year and a half ago.
Social media as a way of quickly mobilizing people is a wonderful, wonderful tool where what used to take days or weeks to get the news out now literally can be done in a few hours.
It's top of mind for people, and people want to react immediately.
Mari Kuraishi helped found Global Giving, which relies heavily on its website, Twitter, and Facebook to get aid where it's needed and to reach new donors.
Especially younger people who might not think that, oh, I should be doing something. They see their friends doing it, and it's so easy for them to just click through and say, oh, I'll do the same thing.
Leaders of Miami's Haitian community say Twitter has been invaluable in providing information about loved ones back home.
That's the best information we've had thus far, so we are using it, and as we compile information and data, we will be reporting out because we have people nationwide, worldwide, who are using social media to get information because they want to help.
By Wednesday afternoon, Twitter was recording several hundred tweets a minute that included Haiti. Matt Friedman, The Associated Press.
I had worked on Wall Street, and I could tell you that arbitrage was always and will be a big business, and that a couple of earthquakes ago in California, there was a 40-minute gap between the time it was reported on Twitter and the time it showed up on news.google.com. From a Wall Street perspective, that's arbitrage. And if you actually understood the types of stocks and markets that were affected by earthquakes, and you had a few seconds in advance warning, you could affect tremendous change. If you had 40 minutes of certainty of the future, we're talking billions of dollars of opportunity. And I do think the world of finance has a lot to learn from the ability to be predictive and accurate in that, while other people may game the system in the future, this real-time web has a potential for great things to happen. Politicians to be put into office, people to share experience themselves, and the growth of brands, right, where people can disintermediate the platforms, whether it's a musician, an actor, and all of a sudden be their own brand, which is kind of scary to the ecosystems and the old school which they came from.